Good morning to August 11th LeetCode challenge. Array of double pairs. Given an array of integers, array of even length, return true if and only if it is possible to reorder it such that the array follows this pattern, right? So you have uh, 2 times I plus 1 is equal to 2 times the array at 2 times I for every I greater than or equal to 0 and less than the length of the array divided by 2. So that's pretty much, given this example here, I'll go over some examples to see how it works. Some constraints. We have the array length is a very large number and 0. Array length is even, and the array index is the numbers here. So basically, what we want to look for is that we want to look for any value that satisfies this, basically. So we want to return true if we can make reorder the array such that this exists. So the first thing we're going to do is actually sort the array in ascending order and check to see if every x and 2x pair, or I and 2I pair, and this pair exist. And if there's descending order, we will check to see if the if x and x divided by or I divided by 2 pair, and we can rearrange that. So for example, we want to look for something like this. So we want to look for this pattern basically. So we have A, B, and we want to know A, 2, and 2B. So we want things like that. Next, we want to check. After that, we want to check if index I occurs n times, then there must be 2 times 2I must occur. Then n to cancel off the x. So we want to go basically forward. So that's 2 times, and when we go backwards, it's divided by 2. And then we're gonna basically figure out a collection for that. So in order to solve this, I'm going to use a counter collection. So I'm going to call this count. Counter, because collections are built in. Counter. And this is using the greedy approach, by the way. For, let's say, I in sorted, and we want to sort it in terms of the count, and we want the key to be the absolute value. Sorting it by the absolute value without changing the absolute value itself. Alright, so if the count at 2 times I is greater, what am I doing? The count at I is greater than the count at 2 times I, then what we want to do is return 0, because it's false. Else, what we're going to do is, what else? I mean, count would be 2 times I be incremented, so decremented, I should say. Count of I. Then we want, if all this runs true, then we're going to return 1, which is true. Let's run this code. Ooh. Objects flag, count. Array. Let's submit this. Okay, accepted. Awesome. So, basically, if the value I or x is an array with the least absolute values must be at least 2 times I, then there does not exist any other pairs that where if you go backwards, it's I divided by 2. So the algorithm is basically to write the final reordering array. So we actually construct this reordered array, so that then we test to see if the condition exists. And this is using the greedy approach method. Time complexity is big O of n, n because we do a for loop for each element in the array sorted, but sorted is log n times. Space complexity, so we're storing everything inside a counter, which is an array basically. So it'd be big O of n for space complexity. Alright, there you go. Have a great day, guys.